Hebu tafakari mtazamaji, uishi hadi ufike umri wa teenager, kisha kwa njia moja au nyingine ugundue kwamba unaishi na virusi vya HIV. Hii ndiyo hali halisi ya wanaopitia maelfu ya vijana nchini, vijana walioambukizwa virusi hivi na wazazi wao wakati wa kujifungua. Lakini kwa waliofanikiwa kuishi, kukua na kukomaa, wana simulizi si haba. Simulizi za kutia moyo, simulizi za matumaini, simulizi za kijasiri, wengi wakiwa wazawa wa miaka ya 90 na 2000, wakati ambapo maambukizi yalikuwa yamekoleza nchini. Mwanahabari wetu Rose Wangoi alizungumza na baadhi yao na kuandaa makala haya maalum ya Rika la Jasiri. Makinika, utazame na utoe maoni yako mtandaoni kwa kutumia alama ya reli Rika la Jasiri.
I am 20 years old. I am a mother of one. She's 2 years old. I'm HIV positive. I went to a boarding school when I was in class 4. So after some time I became sick and my dad was called to the school. So the first place he took me was to the hospital. I had a herpes zoster. So my dad told me I had a pneumonia and the pneumonia has come out. Yeah. And then when I went back to school, the episode went away. I had asked myself some questions. Why should I continue with medication since I'm already healed? So after some time, I became sick again and my father came for me. So when I went to the hospital, my dad and the staff, they had a meeting. And I think they decided to tell me, at least for me to continue taking medication. So they told me I am HIV positive. I was put on ARVs. So I still had questions like, why me? So my dad told me, like, for him and then my mom, they are also on care. So I'm not alone in the family, but also it's going to take the other family members for testing. I came to notice 2 of my siblings are positive, but 2 of them are not positive. So I think my mom, by that time, when he had me and my other sister, that time there was not much awareness. And everybody was, alikuwa anajifungia. You find everybody who is your neighbor are going to the same hospital because the same hospital is in a community, is in a slum. Sometimes you will find that the neighbors were talking. Unaona mtoto akona, mtoto pia na meza dawa. You see, I think I had a strong heart. I pushed on. So when I went to the support group, I was very much amazed because I found so many kids, even younger than me, in the support group. So I found out I'm not alone. So after class 8, I went to Form 1 and it was a boarding school. In that school was a mixed school. My dad wanted to disclose to the school. So he disclosed to the principal. We went for the evening preps. So when I came back in the dormitory, I found many students standing on the door. Just so many of them. They're standing on the door. So somebody went to my box and just poured my drugs in the old dormitory and everybody was just looking at me. It was very much traumatizing. Some started just to avoid me. So the matron came. He just told them who has done this and nobody wanted to come out. So at the end of the day, no justice was done and I also didn't know who did this. But just because the rumors were going even to the boys, so many negative things. I saw me to reach somewhere I could not take it. I had stress. I think at the time I think I had also depression because I was tired and I was crying. I just stood up and went to the front of the DH. I just told these students, me, I'm tired and I'm tired for the rumor. So that time I wanted to break out the silence. I just told them I'm HIV positive. It doesn't mean that I'm less than you guys. And it doesn't mean that I'm different from you. So the way you are treating me, It's not good. With the little knowledge that I had, I just could go and just teach them about HIV. And the school it became so much friendly to me, and everybody was so much compassionate. Anytime I feel sick, I could be taken to the hospital. And since there, I had my self-esteem went high, and I feel like I want to just talk about HIV.
I'm 23 years old, and I've been living with HIV my whole life. I was in class 4 when my parents told me about my status, and they were surprised to see how I acted maturely. They were thinking that it would be a big issue, that I would overreact, that maybe do something to myself, but I didn't. My mom always tells me that I have problem in my chest. So I used to know that the pills that I'm taking are for my chest. So I just advance it like that just adapt to that. These pills are from my chest until now, actually. Even if someone tells me that, what those pills are you doing? Neck for I have asthma, and everything moves on swiftly, and I appreciate it. Nearly adapt to. I really appreciate my support group because they are the one who made me to be much more stronger, and hata challenges kikam, I still maneuver. Kitu tu ilikuwa inanisumbua kidogo ni sometimes unaweza meza dawa late, hata zingine umeamka saa hiyo ilikuwa main challenge yangu bado.
I'm 23 years old, born of HIV positive. I came to know of my status when I was in high school. When I started feeling sick, so when I went to the hospital just for normal treatment, they asked me if I can go for testing. I tested positive. Coming back home asking my mom was like, oh, I'm sorry, but maybe you are, by sheer bad luck, you got affected. Maybe through breastfeeding or during birth. The journey has been tough and smooth at some point, but at the start it was hard. I remember locking myself in the house for a whole week because I feared that the status is written all over my body. I feared that the next thing I'll be sick and maybe die later. So it was hard because I was in boarding school, I had no mentorship. I never used to take these drugs as prescribed because I used to fear, because I felt that someone will see me and maybe judge me, or maybe they start talking negatively, or maybe I will be avoided. So in order to avoid all those things, I used to just keep them or maybe throw them away. There was a support group, and I always encourage the youth, if you find yourself HIV positive, you should always make sure or try to attend the seminars or the support that you are invited for, because those are the things that help me accept myself eventually.
I'm 24 years, I'm HIV positive. I've been living with HIV since birth. I was in class 5. Class 1 najipata na kunywa dawa, but sijui ni mbona. So nilikuwa naenda clinic, nikaongea na daktari ndo akanielezea. So since then nikapata na stigma. Nilikuwa nimekasirika because kuna other kids juu yangu na wajapata HIV. So sikuwa najikubali, najichukia, nachukia wazazi wangu. Shule watu wanasema watu HIV, vile wako hawezi pendwa and all that. So nikaanza kunywa dawa, nikazitupa, actually nimetupa kwa mto. Nikarun to my grandma. Hapo ndo nilipata uwezo wa kuendelea kunywa dawa. Though nilikuwa nimeanza kunywa dawa for 2 months. Nikakaa nikaniangusha chini, nikapatwa na TB. But my social can take care of me until nikasimama. For me, mimi nakwanga undetectable, juu ya vile nimekuwa nikunywa dawa poa. To a point unaweza enda kupimwa ipatikane negative, though you are not negative. Through undetectable, unaweza mkaza mtu through sex. Yeah, it's safe for the person.